You know that dinosaur that you learned when you were a kid? The Triceratops? Well,
Hi, it's not my favorite, but it's my dad's favorite. But yeah, you got some flaws in your facts here. So Jack Horner, a famous paleontologist that actually worked on the Jurassic Park movie to help, with accuracy and stuff like that. He has this whole TED talk about how a lot of dinosaurs that I say we, I'm not a paleontologist, I don't know, that paleontologists have discovered, they have discovered more than what's out there. So Jack Horner, as you stated in this video, I don't think you mentioned Jack Horner, but it was him who said it. Said that Triceratops is actually a younger Torosaurus. So both similar dinosaurs. They both had the three horns going on. They both had the big frills and stuff like that. But the thing about Triceratops is that we actually do have adult Triceratops. And you had mentioned that we don't, but there is. And you had mentioned that there are no baby Torosauruses, or I think it was either Torosaurus or Triceratops. I can't remember which one you were talking about. Either way, it's kind of hard for babies to fossilize. Dinosaur eggs in general are extremely rare, and they are very, very difficult to fossilize. When it comes to fossils in general, you kind of have to be at the right point, like the right place, the right time, in order to fossilize at all. So the fossils that fossilize really well are found in deserts. Even like there's a great fossil of a velociraptor fighting Protoceratops. Look that up. Amazing. But it's preserved because of the sand. The sand, as a specific sediment, is very good for preserving fossils. Another one is mud. So if, let's say, a baby Torosaurus or a baby Triceratops died in the water, that would preserve relatively well because of the sediments in there are able to replace the bone better than like dirt or rocks, or you see what I'm saying. Another thing that Jack Horner had mentioned was Pachycephalosaurus. This one I'm a little bit more understanding. This makes a little bit more sense, where we got Dracorex, Stygimoloch, and Pachycephalosaurus, and those are actually three stages of Pachycephalosaurus being the adult, and I believe it was either, I think it was Dracorex being the younger out of those three. So with Triceratops and Torosaurus, they are actually two different species. Jack Horner had a good idea, you know. He had a great idea of going back and looking at some of these dinosaurs that paleontologists have discovered and named and stuff like that. Like I said, with the Pachycephalosaurus thing, I personally think that that's true. That feels right because of the evidence of each of the skulls and the placement and ornament of the spikes on the back of the head that kind of shrink down into that dome. It fits better than the Torosaurus and the Triceratops, because the biggest thing is we actually do have adult Triceratops, and when you have that, then the Torosaurus thing kind of just goes out the window. And Triceratops has like a really different frill. That's part of it. It's a different frill than Torosaurus, and Triceratops are a bit more bulky. They got, the bones are a lot bigger actually, and Torosaurus, definitely bulky, but like just not as bulky as Triceratops. And the frill with those big giant holes inside it. There's only two, but the reason why they have that is to just keep the skull light. And Triceratops doesn't necessarily have that. There are like grooves and stuff from adults. Like I said, adults. I don't know if they were fighting, or maybe it was due to mating rituals or something like that, where their horns lock together. So it's kind of hard to see with one hand. But basically, one head goes this way, the other head goes this way, and they hit each other, and the horns fit perfectly into the certain grooves. Sometimes when certain frills had been discovered, they put the brow horns right where they would lock, and it fits into that little scar, that bone scar. So there were adult Triceratops. There were adult Torosaurus. They are very, very similar dinosaurs. One's frill's a little taller and obviously more hollow with those big old holes in it. The other dinosaur is a little bit more robust, and the frill is a little bit more solid. I mean, it kind of had to. It wasn't like strong or anything. Obviously, like T-Rex could break that thing like that, but it was a little bit more sturdy. Let's go with that. So, I liked where you were going. I would imagine that you did watch Jack Horner's TED Talk, or probably did a little bit more research on that subject. But unfortunately, yes. As of right now, hell, that could change in like 5 years. I don't know. But as of right now, Torosaurus and Triceratops are two different species.